let's get straight into this video and start the video off with number 2, which is Wisp. And this one, because of the spelling, I had to look it up because I wasn't sure if this was like a different meaning or an alternative meaning or an Urban Dictionary meaning, but it ended up just meaning like wispy hair. So that's just what I did. I ended up drawing a skull on a body, like a monster type hybrid body. And then I put this really disgusting, like patchy, long, wispy hair on this thing. This isn't my favorite piece in this video. This is not my favorite, but it's kind of got a little bit of a fright element where it's just a little bit creepy and it's a little bit ew and it's a little bit like, yeah, it's a little bit yuck. So I did something different with the rib cage. I made this really weird sort of rib cage, just something completely hybrid and different. And yeah, this was one that sort of just came from the brain and I just slapped it on here and hoped for the best. This one was a very simple piece. I really kept this one super simple. This one didn't take me very long to do. And as you can see, I started colouring in the skull and then I realised I had to do the hair first. I just wanted to do the hair first before I coloured in that skull. And that's exactly what I did. This prompt sort of really deflated me a little bit. I wasn't overly happy with it. And for it to be the second prompt in for Inktober, I was like, oh God, I hope this does not set the tone for this. But after we get into the others a little bit more, I do redeem myself with the next 2 prompts in this video. So all is good and I am feeling pretty okay and confident so far. There is just something so nice about working in black and white scale. I just absolutely love it and I have been really looking forward to Inktober. Since I started it last year, I'm quite a latecomer to it, but I really am getting right into the black, just a black, grey, white tones, and marrying it on this paper is just awesome. Now the accent colour, or the accent ink colour for this piece is the purple. I used it for the like purple moon in the background. I'm calling it a moon, but I just added it for something to do. That is my illustration for prompt number 2, Wisp. Next up is number 3 and the prompt word is bulky. Now this one sort of came to me for some reason. I thought of a bear, a really sort of fat, chunky little bear, and I didn't really want to draw a complete bear. I decided to do like it is a bear, but it's a little bit of a different kind of bear, and I just wanted to change it up and do something different. So this bear is he's a little hybrid bear, and he's got some big teeth, and he's got some battle scars on him, like his ear has some chunks taken out of it, and he is devouring a human. And that's what makes him bulky, because he is full of human meat and guts and all that. And he's just finishing off the leg bone. As you can see there in his mouth, that is the whole leg bone without the foot on it. And then you've got the human skull that he has, you know, he's basically cleaned it all up. There's no skin left on it. There's a bit of blood in the end. And then you've got the hand, which he hasn't fully completed eating yet. He's just got it sitting there ready to gnaw on it after he has got all the meat off that leg bone. Now this guy I think is a little cutie. I ended up doing the ears a little bit different because what happened was when I painted his ears and started to paint his fur, I got the hairdryer out and tried to dry it, but some of the ink on his left ear, like to our right, ended up sort of going off in a little bit of a drip. So I ended up, just carrying that onto the other ear. So he ends up having like these elf type ears in the end, like goblin ears. So I think that was a pretty cool, happy accident. I like it when that sort of stuff happens, and then I just work with it. And I just painted his fur. I just basically wet his fur area, and then I put big dobs of the ink on there because I just wanted that sort of really marbly effect for his fur. Now I'm really digging the white gel pen on this toned paper. I just think it looks so good, and I'm so happy that I decided to go this way with the toned paper. And I might even continue the toned paper for further, for future Inktober's, because I do like it a huge amount and it just looks really good. I'm not too sure, I might mix it up again even next year, but at this point I'm really digging the toned paper. The accent color that I used for this illustration was the dark red ink. There's blood everywhere, and that's what I used it for. I put blood all over his face, I put it all over the leg, all over the skull, and on the ground coming out of the hand. And it just looks really, it looks gory, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I used the glass ink pen for this, and because it wasn't a huge area, so I was able to get away with using that instead of a paintbrush. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. So this was my piece for day 3, bulky. Now the last illustration in this video is day 4, and that is radio. Now the first thing I did for this prompt, the first thing that came to my mind, and I did the first thing that comes to my mind with a lot of these, is quite a morbid situation. So this one is quite morbid. It is a woman in the bathtub, and she has been murdered. And what's happened is someone has come along, who knows who, might be a jilted lover, it could be someone jealous, someone she's upset, who knows, your imagination can run wild with that. And she's been in the bathtub listening to the radio. So this person or thing or whatever has picked this radio up and has just thrown it into the bathtub, electrocuting her, and now she is dead. Now, the funny thing about this piece is I sort of really didn't cater for how big her body would have been. I sort of it was a last minute thought in the end when I looked at, say, the proportions of her and then looked at the bathtub and realized that she'd probably be pretty cramped in that bathtub if this was like a ratio thing, but we'll just ignore that and we'll pretend that you know, doesn't exist, and we'll just take it for what it is. And yeah, she's just somehow fits her whole body and the rest of her body and legs into this bathtub. So I really wanted to give her this lifeless look, so I just did her eyes just white. And this was a really big piece for coloring in the bathtub white. It took ages, and I obviously cut out a lot of it because it was quite boring. But yeah, the coloring in that bathtub all white with the white gel pen was, yeah, that was a commitment. I probably didn't really think of how it was going to be so long. But yeah, there's a lot of white in this piece, and I like this piece. This is my favorite this is my favorite one in this video. I really enjoyed it, especially when I put the accent color into this piece and color it up. And the accent color that I used for this piece was the blue for the water and the water dripping down from the bath, because she's been filling up the bath and she's jumped in, and because she is now dead, she can't turn the water off. So basically the house is going to overflow and the water's just going to go everywhere. And yeah, that is the sad story of this piece. My favorite part about this illustration is the ripples in the water that I do on the floor. That is my favorite part. I just really like the way that I did that, and also the electricity parts coming out of the radio because she's getting electrocuted. This is my final illustration in this video, which is for day 4 radio. Now the next video will have day 5, 6, 7 and 8 in it. And yeah, that will be released this coming Thursday. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed these set of illustrations. Like I said, so far I am really enjoying myself, but it is early days. I think I get to like the middle of Inktober usually, and I start to feel a bit like I go through a bit of a rough patch. This is what happened to me last year anyway. And then I sort of come out the other side and sort of am okay. I don't know if that's going to happen this year. I have no idea. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't usually get too burnt out when it comes to art challenges and doing art, because I just absolutely love drawing. I just love it. So when you really enjoy something, obviously there is a limit. You will get burnt out at some stage if you keep just, you know, hammer and tong at the same thing and doing huge hours and that. But at the moment, I'm not doing huge hours like these. These are just doing one of these once a day, and then I do work part-time on top of that. So yeah, it's working for me at the moment, and I'm having a great time. So hopefully everyone out there is enjoying the first couple, you know, is enjoying the first week of Inktober, and yeah, just keep at it and have a good time. That's what it's about. It's about improving and drawing stuff that you would normally do, and sort of just getting inspiration from prompt words. So yeah, that is it from me, people. I am out of here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.